Well, second seasons are always where shows like prove themselves, right? Like you can hopefully it's where it's found its legs and it launches. And speaking of finding our legs and launching, I'm gonna just made that beautiful segue into saying, welcome to a very merry Bladesmas, an actual play. Wobbegong crew will be out to stuff our stockings with loot from the hive. Hey all, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Happy holidays.
Happy non-denominational holiday.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, Hanno Solstice Christmas one.
Nice.
I can't say that.
So, because I'm awesome and I managed to lose another Twitch video, I thought they stored them for 30 days. I was wrong. They stored them apparently less than 10 days because I came back 10 days later and our video had expired. So because that video doesn't exist, which is the second time I've done this, because I'm awesome, we should recap our last session. It was a good one. We had a score and downtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
The score was getting together with the gangs at war and creating peace.
Yeah. We managed to not only broker a deal for ourselves, but also at least something tentative between the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes.
Yeah.
Where all three gangs, the Crows, Lampblacks, and Red Sashes, got together. And the crux of the piece was we gave back Malara Clev, her brother, sorry.
Yep.
Hey, Little Capped, we just started, so we're just recapping. Yeah, so we gave Malara Clev back her brother, and we also, what's the name of the boat we had? That's the hell of the ghost.
Blackjack.
The Blackjack.
No, the boat that we took of there.
Oh, the upper deck.
The upper deck.
Oh, yes.
And we're giving back the upper deck contingent upon them helping us take some random warehouse turf. That's just something that we're sure nobody owns, but that Maud secretly saw in a vision as turf that Pritchard, Cross Pritchard really, really didn't want to have lost, or really didn't want to have exposed, at least.
Neat.
So we've claimed that we're just going after some random warehouse. We know it's actually a hive warehouse, or it may not be a hive warehouse. It's just something valuable to the hive. That's all we know.
And we got to discover that the way that ghosts can stay anchored to places is by allowing them to attune to a familiar area. So I decided that the top of the crow's nest would be perfect for that.
Yeah. And we have a reason for going after the hive, which is that we're trying to get the unseen to recruit us so that we can spy on the unseen for the spirit wardens, which seems like a brilliant idea. Let's take this crew of nobodies and try and get them to spy on the master spies of the city.
Uh-huh.
Somebody.
Does disposable, expendable, cannon fodder, do any of these terms seem applicable to what the spirit wardens are doing with us?
The fact that we worked for the Empire and we went to go kill where we were told, then this is nothing new for us. Come on.
Yeah, but at least then they told us we were expendable. They're like, you're soldiers on the field. Go out and die for us.
Yep.
I'm not going to die until I fight the demon again, so I'm good.
Right.
I live in my fantasy world. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
But and then we had some downtime, and I don't know that we did a ton. We did sort of our normal vice indulging and recovering. I think Sawtooth patched you up and told you that you were stupid, Charming, for constantly getting in more and more fights.
The fights got raided.
Yeah.
The fights got raided, yeah.
That was a situation where we got done. Jay rolled for Charming, and he overdid it on his
Consort. Yeah, I rolled a 1.
And then I immediately, as soon as the game ended, I was like, oh, I know how I would do that again if I could do it differently. Yeah, it was just like one of those things. I'm gonna hold it in my pocket in case it happens again. But
nice. Yeah. Oh, the chance of Jay of Charming overindulging while fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. We're mod started a clock, which is 1 tick out of 12, which is getting the secrets from the matron's cult. She has changed her vice purveyor. It is no longer Irulan of the temple in Coleridge, because she burnt that bridge, and she also burnt her bridge with Flint. She is now acting as she truly is, the high priestess of the goat matron, and she's dealing out or helping rich people in masks deal out their revenge on each other. So she's at the goat temple in Brightstone now, which is weird because she's believing in the goat matron but betraying them. Mod is very conflicted. She needs a new vice. Something healthy, like killing people or doing drugs or something like that, you know.
I've got some great smoke dens I can take her to. You know, I'm always willing to introduce someone new.
Yeah.
Plus, I get a discount if I bring a friend, so that always helps.
So I think we're starting this game off with entanglements, yeah, and then we'll do the next.
Mm-hmm. Well, right, because we did all our free downtime, and I think some of us may have wanted to. I don't know if anybody wanted to buy more downtime actions, but I think you were going to start us off with our entanglement from last.
I think we already bought our downtime action. I mean, I know I did. I think I bought an extra round of healing.
Okay. Yeah, then I think we're
really sure I did as well, so I think I'm set.
Yeah, I think we're I wanted to, before we did this, I don't think it's on my sheet. Here, I'm gonna switch up to hello map. How are you? I'm gonna switch up to the crew sheet. We had a clock that I started a while back called man, it was having dirt on Cross Pritchard. Where is it? This is why I'm so glad we keep this on character sheets, because man, from game to game.
Holy crap, I just realized you can change the mode that you're looking in when you're on your character sheet.
Be careful, you change it for everyone. Basically, there's only one type of character. There's only one sheet that exists. So if you want to make it for a crew, you click it to crew mode. If you want to make it for a character, you make it to character mode.
I got it.
No, never mind. That clock is ticked. We have the dirt on Cross Pritchard. That was, I think, knowing those warehouses. Okay, cool. Never mind. Then I don't have anything else I want to do. I wanted to have leverage on Cross, and that was knowing the warehouses he cares about. So I'm content to handle whatever you throw at us, Judd.
Cool. I'm gonna roll.
Remind you that you said that later on. We're good.
I it was a mistake the moment it came out.
I heard it.
Roll fortune. All right, I clicked on that.
We've got a.
Then do I have to go? There it is. There you are.
We've got a lovely vault in our headquarters now too.
Yeah,
nice.
So happy. It's where we can keep lovely things.
There's a new option, which is really cool, which is that when you're rolling your trait, you can roll it as a fortune roll now. Because we've had that many times where we're like, oh yeah, make a fortune roll. You're like, when you gather information, you pick a trait like survey, but it's not controlled, risky, or standard. It's just a fortune roll. Just 1 to 3 is poor information, 4 to 5 is standard information, 6 is great information, right? Like there's no risk implicit in it.
Okay.
And now when you go to click on an attribute, it says controlled, risky, desperate, or fortune. So you can make a fortune roll with a trait now.
Nice.
Which is cool.
All right. So I rolled a 3. Yeah. And it's on the first heat table, I think, because you guys just have a 2, but it's you have like one wanted level. Yeah.
Yeah, our heat is 2. Yes, you rolled 1 die and are on the first chart. That sounds right to me.
Right. So It's either gang trouble or the usual suspects.
Hey, what's up, Jay? Yeah.
Hello.
Different Jay. Jamal.
So I think what happens with your entanglement is it says one of your gangs or their cohorts. So I'm going to say it's Kyle. Yeah, I was looking at Kyle, good old Kyle, the other day, and he does have wild as a flaw.
Yeah.
So
he also has principled. What's Kyle's principles? What is he? What ethic or value won't Kyle betray?
Right.
Won't let any damage happen to anything. He needs to protect his ship, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think that happened with Blackjack.
Because he's loyal and independent, which are great traits, but he's also wild and principled, which are very bad. You know, you'd think principled is good, but it's not.
Maybe there's a limit to what he'll help transport.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
He the line at like drugs or human trafficking or weapons or something.
Cool. Kyle got into a brawl with the Bluecoats.
Oh, Kyle!
Oh, God damn it!
Yeah. He saw the Bluecoats shaking down a shaking down some cart sellers, some people who like sell cloth and buttons and stuff off of their carts, and he lost his temper and beat a Bluecoat pretty soundly. And they want.
Is Kyle Akarosi? Is he from Dustfall?
Yeah.
So he probably has family and friends and people he knows way well before us.
Yep.
Was this somebody he knew? Or people people he knew maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a childhood friend.
Nice.
It was a childhood friend. Yeah, so he beat a Bluecoat named Jol, Jol, and beat him pretty soundly. And the Bluecoats come to you and ask you guys to handle it.
Okay.
So, rules-wise, you can lose face, forfeit rep equal to your tier +1. By making an example of him, or you can face reprisals from the wronged party.
Yeah.
So we can either smack Kyle down, or we can get in a fight with the Bluecoats.
Right.
And is it our gentlemanly Bluecoat friend who comes to us that asks us to send people in?
It totally is. Yeah.
Nice.
Good choice.
What's his name? I forget. God, I'm sorry. It's been a while.
Yeah. No. I'm looking for it too.
I'm sure he's in the actual play reports. I love this guy.
I do too.
I would love to go piss up a rope.
Well,
I can't really get upset with Kyle for doing that after taking out a fucking demon with a piece of metal. I mean, what kind of hypocrite would I be? Hey, don't do that. What?
Yeah, you're right. Do it. Don't listen to me. Yeah, his name is Edlin.
Edlin, yeah.
Yes.
Edlin, I know that you probably have friends outside ready to knock on our door. Would you mind giving us a moment to speak amongst ourselves?
He tips his hat. Sure, lads. I'm gonna smoke a pipe. You got that long.
Obliged. I hate to say this, and I'm Charming, I know you're gonna hate this too, but we don't need any more trouble right now. We really don't.
We've worked so hard to have a decent reputation.
Yeah, well, part of that rep is knowing that we play the game, and part of the game is dealing with the blue coats. Everyone does it.
The most important bit of the game is watching out after your own. Look, we're nothing if we turn over on our own because the blue coats want to say, "Hey, we know we did the wrong thing, and your man stood up and all. So, well, you gotta make an example of him now, mate."
Crow went into the hook for us. This is the thing we do. We have to take it on the back sometimes.
Crow did it himself.
Well,
Crow said, "I'm going to do it."
Maybe we put this to Kyle then. Maybe
I did it myself, but I did it with the best of intentions for the crew.
It was his choice.
Well, then.
It was my choice.
Well, let's talk to Kyle then.
But the fact is that this is also a matter of setting example. And if he is a member of this crew, it may be his turn to step up.
Let's see what he has to say for himself then.
All
right. Is Kyle around?
Yeah. Kyle walks over to a basin of clean water and splashes it on his face. And kind of like, did we say that he lost an arm in the war? Yeah, we did. His right hand is pretty roughed up from where he punched the hell out of Joel, the blue coat, and he puts that in the ice water.
Sounds like you made good work of him.
Yeah, I did.
Seems like you probably did something to piss you off, and you did what you thought was right in the moment.
You boys need me to do some time? It's my turn.
What do you want to do?
Listen. Back in the war, we used to say, if you take the emperor's shilling, then you know what that means. Well, we're taking the scoundrel's shilling. Sometimes you got to go to the iron hook. I just don't like the thought that people are going to say we're a type of gang that backs down. That's all.
Well, are we? That's a good question first, before we make any decision. Are we the type that bends over for it when it happens? It's not the first time he's come to us. How many times is it going to take before they say, well, what do we want from these folks?
Well, Edlin hasn't
they're going to do it.
Edlin hasn't come to us yet asking for a piece of our take. He hasn't come trying to weasel in on our business. He comes when we stir up shit, and he's got to do his job. But I think you've got a point. Maybe we can make this go away. Maybe we bring our friend back in, our very reasonable blue coat friend, and we find another way to appease Joel. Maybe he just needs some creature comforts we could provide for him.
I'd rather give him every corner I've got and send me my ear back to the hook.
That's something I can agree with.
You know what we need to do? And the problem is we got too many goddamn things we need to do. But one thing we can do is get ourselves some people in the hook so that when we do go, because we're going to go, because that's part of this life, is that we're protected. Crow went in there on his own and well, I don't know what happened to you, Crow. I can't speak for you. But I don't like the idea of sending people in unprotected. And right now, we got no friends.
True.
So I agree. This time, we're going to find another way. But for the future, we need to start getting ourselves someone inside the hook that can watch our backs. That's unfortunately behind all the other shite we got to deal with right now.
That's all right. We'll just put it on the big board over here.
Of all of us, what are you? Who's best to survive time in the hook?
Someone who's been there before, obviously.
Yeah, that's not what I was trying to say, mate.
Tell you what.
You made a very good point that I was not trying to make.
I tell you
Think
what.
ahead.
I've caused enough trouble to this crew. It's on me next time. Whatever the crime is, I'll be fine. I've eaten shit. I've had shit for breakfast many times. And
let's wait until we find out what the next thing is before you step up. How about that?
It might as well as not be my turn. I got us into this whole business, and I kind of gestured to where the I don't want to say his name, so I just gestured to where the altar was. I got us into all this business. I can take it.
But you said the right word there, mate. You're talking business. So if we do get in a bit of the Iron Hook business, we need the right person to be a representative for the business. We need somebody to make an impact inside the prison, right? Who's going to do best at doing that?
Silence.
Yeah.
I think as you guys are in the middle of this conversation, and Edlin walks back in.
Yeah. I think it's great to leave that unanswered right now. Like, not to know it's unanswered.
And
well, I know the answer he wants. I'm just not going to give it to him.
He says, lads, this isn't all that serious. I mean, we're not asking for put anybody in the hook.
What do you need?
Edlin, we were thinking that perhaps if we made a sizable donation to the Widows and Orphans Fund, that perhaps Joel might be able to assuage some of his unfortunate pains. That
could most definitely do that. Absolutely.
Can it be an anonymous payment?
No, we got to know it's from you.
No, you don't have to know it's from me. It's everybody else what needs to know it is.
Hold on, Edlin. You're here right now. We're talking right now. I think you can walk out of this and tell your mates that we settled score and everything's fine, and we put in an extra coin for you to keep it quiet. How's that sound to you?
And I'm going to roll knuckles.
I walk into Scoundrel's Lairs because I don't make promises I can't keep. And I'm telling you, I can't keep that promise. Joel is going to spill.
Right, mate, but just bear in mind what we've got to do to make up for the ground we lost.
All right, we're going to need some time then. Give us a bit of time to scrape together some coin, and we'll pay off Joel, and he'll spill. It's fine. But we're about to go do some legitimate transportation business, and when we're done with it, we'll have the coin ready for you. And
yeah, that's the thing, lads. Joel's outside. The payment he wants a couple minutes on the blackjack with a crowbar.
Nope.
That's not going to happen.
He spends a couple of seconds on a blackjack. He's going to spend the rest of his life in the water. Understand me? Him, everyone he knows.
All right. These are things you don't say to me, Charming.
Then don't repeat it, mate. But you should understand where we stand with this.
Yes.
All right. I came and I tried. Good day to you.
Wait, are we done? Did we give him an answer or what?
He walks out.
Okay. Get ready, lads.
Wait. I thought we were going to do this. Wait.
No. Yeah. We're now fighting.
Yeah, I think we wanted to offer coin, or we wanted to offer something that wouldn't go public, and
yeah,
said, nope.
He walks out, and about 10 bluecoats walk down the street. They've got clubs and crowbars in their hands, and they're walking over. They're like walking down the canal, the side of the canal.
They're going to actually go after our boat
towards the blackjack. If anyone is listening, if you want to get a gaming group really angry, threaten their ship. Like you can do anything to anyone.
Yeah.
If you threaten their ship, I learned that lesson in another John Harper game, Lady Blackbird. I had a guard on the Hand of Sorrow throw his cigarette in the owl, and the players lost their minds. They lost their minds. So yeah, I knew you guys weren't going to go for that. Okay.
We established early on that the blackjack is part of the crew.
I know.
That's
It's
one of its descriptions is that it's like
like part of the family.
well, like part of the family.
Cohort, right? So it hurts just like it would to see our little brother beat up, and yet we're gonna watch it anyway because there's 10 of them, and we can't go stop them.
There's 10 of them. They should have.
We have pistols.
I pick up a rage vial. I pick up a rage vial. I take my bill hook out. I put on my gray coke, and I start walking towards the boat.
Yeah, and Maud gets in your way. We got too much shit on our hands right now. The blackjack can be repaired. They're gonna ding it up. They're gonna beat it up, and we're gonna fix it. Fixing the blackjack is simple. Sorting out what happens when you get in a fight on the street with bluecoats is a whole mess of trouble we don't need right now. We've got a job to do.
If these 10 were walking up to the crow with clubs and crowbars, what would you do?
The blackjack is not the crow. She may be part of the family, but she's still a fucking piece of wood and tar and rope. She's not.
Now you're just being hurtful.
She represents who and what we are, mate.
Right. And
let this go. Who are we?
We're not going to let this go. We're not going to let this go. Joel is going to do exactly what you said. He's going to have a few seconds on that boat.
Give me your plan to make up for this now before I walk out this door and kill 10 blue coats.
My plan is that there's only one blue coat in charge of this, and that's Joel. And Joel is going to get lost at the bottom of the sea, and the Wobbegong crew is going to feed him to the Wobbegong we name ourselves after.
You promised that.
I promise that.
Good. I put down the rage file. I put the hook down.
I can read it.
Awesome. You guys listen to them put a beating on the blackjack.
I'm going to be standing in front of Kyle the whole time with my hands on his shoulders going, let it go.
Can we make this one caveat? The fact that it's super sturdy and can be pretty much sunk and not sink.
Yeah. No. They're not destroying it. They're just giving it giving it a once over.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys owned a bar, they would have walked into the bar and smashed the windows and the glass behind the bar and, thrown a bunch of shit around.
So I have, it's funny. I was just going to ask you about the harm to it. I have the vehicle right now marked as weak, like it's already taken injury, but I'm fairly certain that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we fixed it.
Yeah. So I'm going to.
We did too. Didn't we spend two days ago?
Yeah, you did.
Well, yeah. So I'm going to, should I remark it as weak now that it's been injured again? No?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going back to a little beat up. It's still usable and we can fix it.
All right.
And you guys lose 2 rep.
Yep.
I would like us to start a clock or skirmish. Skirmish.
Skirmish.
That's all I'm thinking. Fucking skirmish. Charmy's wants to start a clock to gain information about what Joel holds most dear.
Cool. I'm going to call it Where Does Joel Sleep?
There you go.
Nice.
Unless I don't want to beat him up. I want to know what he loves.
What does Joel love?
Yeah.
That's better. I mean, if you tell Maud that's your plan, she will switch from her simple plan is Joel sleeps with the fishes. But if you want to hurt Joel, she's fine with that too. She just wanted to isolate it to one blue coat rather than piss off all the blue coats. She is totally happy to make him pay for this.
Fantastic. Cool. Let's go to the job, guys.
Yep.
She's fine with that too. She just wanted to isolate it to one blue coat rather than piss off all the blue coats. She is totally happy to make him.
Cool. Is there somebody has to turn off the volume because I'm hearing the
Everybody else sees that?
I'm hearing the website.
Let's go to the job.
Somebody's listening to the thing.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Cool.
You got it? Cool.
I think I turned it off. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah, you can just mute it if you want, or pop out the chat window and close it.
I just put that.
So you guys are grabbing some turf.
Yeah, some specific turf. We know we filled up the clock about dirt on Cross Pritchard. We know this is turf that he personally is concerned about. And we have already talked to the Crows, Lampblacks, and Sashes, and they've agreed to help us. I think it was just the Crows that were actually going to do the helping, like providing the manpower. I unfortunately, I just don't remember the specifics of it, but
no, because didn't we have the Sashes helping us? So that was part of the return of the.
We might, because the upper deck isn't going back to them until we get this. That's
right. So that's why I thought. Plus, we were returning the kids, so therefore they were the ones who were going to.
Yeah, maybe it was them.
Cool.
How many ticks do you want? What does Joel love to be?
I put it on the cruise sheet, Jay.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I put it as a 6.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's not that huge of a thing, but it's a thing.
Nice.
Maybe that's you.
No. I mean, it's not like a.
It's not that difficult a thing.
Yeah. It's not a 12 shot.
Awesome. So so Judd, can you either remind us and or make the call as to who was supporting us on this job? Because it's going to affect the.
Honestly, it was the Sashes.
Yeah, I mean, the Lampblacks are your friends, right?
Yep.
So they're in on it with you, and the Red Sashes are there too.
Okay, nice. So that's a pretty sizable force. It seems to me like it would be silly to take any route other than assault with that big of a force.
Holy shit! Holy shit! You're assaulting a hive warehouse.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase this. Is there ways in which having the Sashes and the Lampblacks on our side would help us with an occult, a deception, a social, a stealth, or a transport plan? I don't think transport makes any sense for this.
I think that opening with a stealth to get some recon and then making it an assault.
But that's how you do a plan. If you want a plan where you're like, we're going to sneak in and steal a gem, that's a stealth plan. If you want to plan where you're like,
fine, assault. Go ahead.
The Trojan horse the boat to get everybody inside the warehouse.
Yeah,
that's sneaking we could do.
Yeah, exactly. We can totally sneak in to fight them from the inside. That's fine. And we can call that a stealth plan, but you pick a plan rather than.
I'm all for assaulting the fuck out of them.
I mean, we know the point of assault.
Shocked.
Just in case anyone's wondering.
Yes. But you know, we're scoundrelly people. We could also try. We could try an occult plan. The Sashes have whispers. I don't know what that would look like. Send a bunch of ghosts in and scare the crap out of them.
And yeah,
you know, make them run out.
Make them come to us.
Less heat.
Probably would look less. It would be less conspicuous, certainly. The Lampblacks, I don't think, have a lot of occult resources, but Sashes definitely do.
We do.
We have Rorik as our friend. We have
you.
Yeah. I would be okay with that one too. I just don't know if that leads. I mean, I think that leads Charming in doing cleanup. Like we scare them out with the ghosts, and then you're chopping them down as they come out. I think.
Yes, I could definitely wait for the rats to scurry out of the burning house. But do we even need to clean up? If they're out, they're out. No, do we really need to off all their men? We just want the place, right?
True, right. But they'll come back. They'll come back for it.
Are they going to come back if they think it's haunted?
Yeah.
But that part is also that they've also got those hardcore mercs too. So,
well, we're going to deal with fallout from the hive either way. I mean, there's no way to hide.
Yeah, I mean, unless we can figure out a way to pawn this off on someone else. But we don't have a lot of bucks to pass here. I think we have to make enemies out of the hive so that the unseen will come after us. Like that's part of it. Is the desiring to be on the hive's shit list. But we could do that in different degrees. Like we don't necessarily want to go to war with the hive.
Well, here's the thing. I think the only real the level of what we have to really worry about here is more like what kind of heat we're going to draw on ourselves by doing this. Kill a bunch of guys, that's going to draw on a bunch of heat to us. If we're smart about this and take it over in a different style, we're going to draw less heat. I don't think there's a reason. I mean, I'm all for a show of violence, but I don't think there's a reason to show violence so much.
I have a horrible idea.
Yeah,
but I love it.
Clearly, we're going to do it.
We have both the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks working with us. No one else knows that they've formed a truce. They both contest territory in that area. They stage a fight that is like fucking hellfire between the two of them, and we help the Hive by being like, we'll get your people out of here because this territory is no longer safe because the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks are. So it's a total deception plan, and we convince them that we're doing them a favor, the Sting style of getting their people out of a dangerous place, because they have some badass mercs, but they also have regular working people that like can't deal with a Red Sash throwing a bomb in their building. And the only reason why we can pull this off is because we have both the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks helping us. So
True.
it's a ridiculous kind of plan, but if we want to make it not seem like we are openly assaulting them, I think it's a viable one.
I actually really like this plan. I got to tell you, it tickles me.
It's intricate. I mean, if you can get it to work right, it's great. It relies on the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes, who have been enemies up to this point for a while, to work together in this.
But they need to work together by pretending to fight. I mean, the only downside is if someone really gets hurt and then it turns into a real fight.
Right.
Right.
I'm sure they both have something to gain from not actually fighting. So.
Yeah, but the Sashes have smoke bombs and the Lampblacks have blunderbusses that are horribly inaccurate. I mean, there's ways to make a lot of noise and flash and bang and make it look like a fight without it really being a fight.
Yes.
Rorik steps up and says, it's a good way to get the warehouse without having to spill a whole lot of blood. But the Hive's leadership is going to sort that out in time.
I think we can. It's true that sooner or later they're going to know who's holding their space when they come back to it, and they're going to wonder what we're doing, taking up shop. But it's a whole lot easier pill to swallow. That hey, we took over when we saw it was defenseless, and now it's ours. Than it is to say we stabbed your men and threw them in the canals. So even if the Hive does come back to us, I feel like it's a better move on our part than my first instinct, which was to follow Charming's way, which I still kind of like because I'm fucking pissed at the Hive. I'm still in a few of the bastards.
My first thought was just to attack it because it's the most easy and expedient way to get it done, and because that sort of show of force would scare others into either following or fleeing when it comes to a war between us and the Hive. Look, it's going to happen, mate. I mean, they're going to come forward. We're going to say piss off, and we're going to be in each other's faces. But we either decide to show that we have power with the Lampblacks and on our side, or we're not, which isn't bad either. But let me see my point.
It's just a matter of how much we want to paint a target on our backs from the Hive. Do we think that the unseen will come in and give us all this support? Because once this is done, the Lampblacks and the Sashes are done with us. They're our friends, but they're not going to protect us from the Hive retributions.
Exactly.
And we can't guarantee that the unseen is going to save us, nor would I even want to. We don't know who the fuck they are. So I don't want to put our fate in the hands of others.
This is also the last time we could use the Lampblacks and Sashes as a way for us to make a show of force. Like you said, once we're done, they're done. With them at our sides, we make one large exclamation. Everybody knows who we are. We take over this warehouse. We make a splash, and that's that, right? We never work with them again, but we work with them this way. We don't show force.
No, but we show cunning.
Right.
And I think it's just a matter of what we want to do. In the end of the day, we're taking that damn warehouse.
But are we really showing cunning, though? If we do this right, as few people as possible knows what we did, right?
Oh,
I
in
mean,
the end, the Hive and the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes are all going to know. I mean, they're going to figure it out, but it's going to be too late. Once we have it, we've got it.
it's also, but again, it goes back to what I'm saying. It's also too late to capitalize on us being a formidable force. Look, we need more men. The 5 of us is pretty shiny in there, but we need more.
It's true.
We need a good reputation amongst the other upstanding gentlemen in Duskavolt. I'm not just saying this because I love cracking the skulls of Hivesmen.
Oh, yes, you are, darling. Just stop it.
Not
We all know what
just.
you are. Come on. I would prefer a path of greater finesse, but what you've said so far does make a certain sense. We do need to be able to show that we can muster a force, that we are something to that the Hive would have to think twice before trying to come in as full bore.
If that's the case, I say we go back to the ghosts.
Exactly.
Because otherwise, if we go in there, you're right. There's just the 5 of us. They know they can outnumber us. But if it's haunted, they're going to have a second thought about it.
That's smart.
I like
And the Sashes can help us with that too. It's not as elegant or intricate, but it does scare the piss out of the folks that are in there, and they're gonna know what happened.
You are the goat matron, right? We can build on that.
Priestess of Revenge. Hive got a lot of enemies.
Oof.
Is that the truth?
I like it. I like how that tastes.
I like it because it more finesse.
In fact, it may even be worth it for me to go see if I can find 1 or 2 of those to help us. I know we've got the backings of the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks, but frankly, those are our allies. And I could use to have a patsy in this. Someone else to earn the Hive's ire that has every reason to hate them.
I really like that idea.
Judd, would it be possible for me to acquire an asset by going to my flock, finding someone who hates the Hive, and getting them to join us in this?
We can do that as a flashback.
Yeah, I'd like to basically spend the coin to do a downtime action.
Yeah,
and acquire an asset of someone who is some. I mean, I'm sure the Hive is pissed off somebody in my flock, and basically get them to come along.
Sure.
Not even necessarily to really have them as like extra oomph, but just to have them as another person that's joining us to like get back at the fucking Hive.
Cool.
So we have someone else.
Sounds good. So are we doing an occult mission?
Yep.
Yes.
So the detail is the occult method.
And I think we're going to use the ghosts that we have at our disposal. The whispers from the lamp from the Red Sashes, and Rorik, and the any ghosts that from the upper deck, since there's a bunch in there.
Yeah,
that's what I thought you were referring to. Actually,
in fact, yeah, I think we just open up the little ward on the upper deck and just compel all those ghosts to run to
the Hive warehouse. There you go.
Cool. Rorik says, lads, I'll help you plan in any way I can, but I can't step foot in that warehouse.
Oh, is that? Okay. It's not a challenge. I just want to know why.
I've got when I was alive.
Time, mate, just tell us. Take a drag of your cigarette first.
Right.
Fix your hair. Do what you need to do, but tell us.
Thank God your subtlety has taken over again.
All right, I owe you the truth. Dejera and I were a thing.
Oh. My.
And I'm the loose cannon. All
well.
Right.
Well.
How far back did that go?
5 years.
Good for you.
How do you feel about this whole plan we have for putting hard on her gang.
It's just business.
Plus, it's not really a going concern anymore, is it?
Who's to say you don't keep your old affections after you pass through the veil?
I keep my affections. That's why I'm not stepping foot in there.
Was she a slaver too?
I didn't know about any of that.
It's
I
convenient.
bet she was.
All right.
All right. So
Come on, you never dated anybody who wasn't perfect?
No,
No, you're right. You're right.
not really. No. Actually, I don't date. That's probably part of it.
So, question, Judd. The upper
Yeah.
deck is basically like doesn't move normally,
Right,
but
right.
can it move? Like, can it be tugged? Can the blackjack tow it?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Nice.
All right.
So I say we just pull the upper deck right up to the warehouse and then break
Yeah.
the seal and be like, "Go to town, Ghosty."
Oh my
Go."
god, yes.
Fuck them up.
Holy shit.
We get a bunch
Holy-
of whispers that are all
I
standing
forgot about
outside
the
and be like,
ghosts in the
"Go,
hole.
go, 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 go."
Oh, yeah.
And all them hungry ghosts just come out and we're just like, eat them up.
I'm
Fuck 'em up.
very excited about this plan. Very, very, very.
Especially given how you met them. Yeah.
All right, tea for everyone.
I mean, that's also like that's also part of like how we're giving the ghosts the upper deck back to the sashes. Is like, yeah,
Yes.
cool, it's yours. You can have the parlor and whatnot, but like we're not giving it back until we do this job because we're
Right.
using it for this job.
Exactly.
It also implicates the sashes too, which is good.
Oh yeah. We definitely want the sashes to own part of this.
We may not be at war with them, but still really despise their entire organization.
We got to have leverage over each other, right? We got to be able to tip the
Exactly.
scales. Like they have leverage over us, we have it over them. We got to have room to. So I think that's what we convey to them is like meet us on the upper deck, and bring all your whispers,
Mhm.
because we're gonna have some unhappy ghosts we need to direct.
Cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we know what we're doing. Someone want to make the engagement roll?
Sure. Why don't you count up our dice? What do we got?
Is the operation bold or daring? Yes. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target? Actually, I think hitting the hive with occult absolutely does hit them where they're weakest. So I'm going to take a +1D, give you a +1D for that.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, they specifically don't deal in occult stuff. That's like
Yep. Friends or contacts providing aid. Yep, that's +1D. I think the red sashes, whispers are these old Eruvian ladies.
Oh,
nice.
And yeah. So where are we? Was that 3D?
Mhm.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider? Maybe a lower tier target will give you a +1D. Maybe a higher tier target will give you a -1D. They are a higher tier target, so I'm going to give you a -1D for that.
Right. But we started with 1, so I think we gained 3.
Yeah.
So we're at 4 minus 1. I think we're rolling 3 dice right now.
Yes, you are. Somebody roll.
I'll roll it.
Oh.
There's no bad engagement rolls.
Mm,
I'm gonna believe you.
If you roll a 1 to 3 and get a desperate situation, we all get XP.
There you go. All right. Fair enough.
On the hive. Actually, Judd, I'm gonna. Well, I don't know if this. I'm gonna weasel for one more die, which is that we filled out a whole clock to find out the weakness of the hive, like where they would get hurt the worst.
Cool.
And I think that makes sense to be worth a die here. If you feel like that it's a not well defended thing, maybe losing it hurts them in a different way. Maybe it's not that it's not defended. So I don't know if like I knew that Cross really didn't want these to be exposed, but I don't know if that's because they don't have good defenses or because there's something extra juicy inside. So if they don't have good defenses, I would argue that should be another die in this factor. But
I mean, I think you get the die for the exposing the vulnerability.
Right. Okay, cool. Nice.
Oh, very nice.
6.
Oh, fantastic.
Very
It's the
cool.
opposite of bad.
It is.
Yeah, this is the first and only controlled situation we'll ever have in a game. Because we're always like, let's try the crazy desperate thing. Seems like a good idea.
I love that
Attacking
part.
the demon? Yeah.
Hell yes.
1 second. I want one more name.
What was I going to say? Shit.
Cool.
It's good to see. It's good to see that your Roll20 hack still works, Sean. That's the important thing.
Yeah. I had to renew. So like last couple sessions, I wasn't rolling so well because I hadn't paid for my auto 6s.
I understand.
And I'm only at like the gold level, not the platinum level. You see, I didn't get a crit. You know,
No, I dig it.
once I pay up to platinum, like I'll be rolling crits again every roll.
The platinum gives you the crits when you really need them, so it doesn't look like you're cheating.
Yeah, all right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. It is a cold night. It's the first night of Bladesmas when you
Freeze.
when
It's
you-
a cold night in Duskwall?
yes,
I can't believe that.
it is. Matter of fact, there's like just a little bit of snow falling, and yeah, it's the first night of Bladesmas. Basically, in the arcane apocalypse that created the mess that this world is. For a while, the calendars were lost, so they don't really know what exact date it was, dating back to ancient times. So you don't really know when gods were born, and so Bladesmas is when you celebrate that. They basically made a holiday with the reformation of the new calendar, so that all gods or birthdays are celebrated on the same day.
Ah, there you go.
And it's Bladesmas. And of course, there are 12 days because some gods don't get along, so you've got to space them out.
Right. That makes
Excellent.
sense.
Yes. On the first night of Bladesmas, my king gave to me a specter in a dead tree.
Yes.
It's obviously scoundrel oriented. I can feel it.
Absolutely.
Flint is working overtime right now, and if I could have him along with us, it would be great. But he's not real happy with me right now.
Cool. Do we want to? It's 10 after 10. Do we want to take a break and then come back and
Do this
hit the
thing.
job?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. I really need to use the restroom.
Yep.
Awesome.
I just met myself. I don't know. I'm at that age where it's okay, right?
Well, you know, for me, it depends.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
All
All right, we'll be back in 5.